Hey guys, welcome to Cape and Cowl Cafe. I'm Nemo, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 MCU movies. But instead of one list, we're going to have two. Because right now, I have my buddy Sai with me.
What's going on, guys? It's Sai here.
I've never done a collab one before, outside of, with my wife. And, she wasn't as enthusiastic about being on, so this will be fun. All right, so this is a very subjective list. I'm sure you guys are going to disagree with me, and, I'm sure we're going to disagree over here, and that's fine.
No, you're wrong!
So, let me know down in the comments below your favorite MCU movie. Let's talk about it. But I'm going to, say my favorite movie for the spot first, then Sai will go, and then we'll just have a quick little discussion about it, and we'll go all the way from last place to first place. So, let's do it. All right, starting up the list in last place at number 10, for me, I got Iron Man 3.
Yeah, movie's a banger, to be honest. The Mandarin plot twist, for me, one of my favorites. But in my opinion, number 10 is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen it. I know. In my defense, I lost interest in MCU movies after a while. But, I have heard that Shang-Chi is a banger. The choreography is amazing. And fun fact, it has the same director as Spider-Man Brand New Day, so hopefully the fight sequences in that movie will be peak.
Yeah, it better be a banger. I'm gonna be sad, honestly.
But my pick for number 10 is Iron Man 3. I think it is a super underrated movie. I don't really have any logical reasons to defend it. It's just fun. It's kind of a guilty pleasure movie for me. And plus, you get to, spend half the movie watching Tony Stark bully this random kid in the Midwest.
I'm cold. I can tell. You know how I can tell? Because we're connected.
Come on, that's just fun.
Which is a valid... Tony Stark, making fun of the potato gun is hilarious, in my opinion. So I do like that movie. It's
and
good.
Then, the ending scene where he whips out all the armors and they're just flying around everywhere, it's epic.
It's hype. It's hype.
You just hate fun,
The broken down suit comes and finishes off the villain. That's
good.
Cool.
All right, next up at number 9, I got Black Panther.
Black Panther?
Okay, next up at number 9 for me, I've got Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do love Spider-Man Homecoming.
I also love Spider-Man Homecoming, but I like another movie, a few other movies a little bit more than Spider-Man Homecoming.
Black Panther for me is, it's just a solid movie. Honestly, my top 10 list might just be the best MCU movies, because outside of this top 10 list, I think that most MCU movies are just kind of mid, but Black Panther is awesome. I absolutely loved his introduction in Civil War, and then, just seeing I don't know, there's just so much in this movie to love. I love all the action. Killmonger is probably one of the best MCU villains, and while nowadays I'm kind of getting tired of, villains that you agree with, they're, oh, you have to agree with this villain, Sometimes you just want to see a bad guy be evil for no reason whatsoever. But Killmonger was definitely fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing about Black Panther that I really hate is the CGI fight scene at the end.
Yeah, that's what is, keeping this movie down at number 9. Because, I love the idea of Black Panther, and I love, Chadwick Boseman's performance. I love T'Challa. But the thing is, there's just way too much tech in this movie. I think that he was infinitely better in Civil War. His costume looked way more intimidating. It had a more striking, image. And then this movie just has a bunch of weird purple CGI and just, 3D models just flipping everywhere. It's just, it doesn't look natural.
Yeah, it's rough for sure. But them looking out on the sunset at the end is a banger shot for sure.
Oh yeah.
And I have a feeling we'll talk about Spider-Man Homecoming coming up, so we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. All right, next up on the list at number 8, I got Avengers Endgame.
Oh man, Endgame is a banger. One of my favorites in my opinion. We'll get there. But at number 8, I've got Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, I don't have Ragnarok on my list.
And that's just such a shame.
I know it was super hype back in the day when it came out, but looking back, is it really that good?
I really think so. I love the interactions between Loki and Thor in this movie, and in my opinion, this is the only good Thor movie, the Thor standalone movies. All the other ones are terrible and boring, in my opinion.
Especially Love and Thunder.
That movie sucks. But Thor Ragnarok, I just love the reintroduction of Hulk back into the MCU, and he's this massive gladiator guy.
And this was one of the last appearances of Savage Hulk. Like after this and the beginning of Infinity War, they just completely trashed him.
Which is awful. Like, it's so bad. Professor Hulk sucks. Bring back Savage Hulk. I don't want Hulk to be speaking in full sentences.
Bro, they just castrated that man in front of our eyes.
No, they really did. They really did, and it's rough.
Yeah, but Endgame, it might be a lot higher on other people's lists, but I do have a hard time fully appreciating movies that are just completely nostalgia bait and fan service and cameos left and right, and but the thing is, this, you can't really judge this as a movie. It was more of an experience. It was a celebration of all of the MCU movies and characters up until that point. That's what this movie's supposed to be, and I feel like that's kind of the whole point of the MCU. Like, why have this huge interconnected universe if you're not going to, take advantage of having all these characters interact with each other? Like, that's kind of the whole point. So that's why Endgame is just kind of fun. It's a good movie.
Absolutely. Going to the midnight release of this movie with all my buddies in high school, that was peak. That was peak superhero content for me personally.
I remember seeing the entire theater just erupt into applause when Captain America lifted Mjolnir.
Oh my goodness, bro. Yes. That was peak. That was peak.
So good. All right, next up at number 6, I got Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
Probably the best soundtrack in all of the MCU. But for my number 7, I've got Avengers Age of Ultron. Probably the worst Avengers movie in my opinion.
Not on my list.
But it's so good. It's so good.
It does have its moments. I just feel that it's a little stuffed.
Yeah, it can feel a little stuffed at times, but that's why they kill off characters like Quicksilver.
You didn't see that coming.
It's perfect.
He was the wrong character to kill off, right? They should have killed off Scarlet Witch, okay?
Yeah.
Quicksilver was so damn cool in that movie.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. I think the problem with Scarlet Witch is in the comics she's super overpowered, but in the MCU she's super nerfed, and people I think get upset about that a little. But then she also creates this alternate reality, so I don't know what they're doing with Scarlet Witch going forward. But
I also just think that they were introduced at the wrong time because they're supposed to be Magneto's children, So like, I feel like they should have waited till they introduced the X-Men into the MCU, then they could have brought them in. I feel like that would have made more sense.
Yeah, that's valid. But we also do get Vision in this movie, who is pretty cool.
He is pretty cool.
Also not as overpowered as he probably should be.
I will say, I think one thing I do like about this movie is it showed quite a few scenes of the Avengers just kind of hanging out, like little slice of life moments of the Avengers just kind of interacting together in the Avengers Tower.
Yeah, everyone trying to pick up Mjolnir is so funny.
I
And
like
Cap
seeing
almost
little moments
getting
like
it,
that.
and Thor's reaction.
He's like, oh.
That is cool. I really enjoyed that scene. Pretty good.
Now, for me, Guardians of the Galaxy, it had to be on this list somewhere, all right? James Gunn is just an absolute genius. If you guys are avid watchers of my channel, you know that I love James Gunn. I'm always talking about his DC stuff, but like, as you mentioned before, the soundtrack is just
Peak. It's so good.
peak music. I listened to the soundtrack in high school all the time, thinking I was so cool. And but this movie is just the perfect sign that you can make underrated kind of unknown characters work. You can make them household names, bring them to the forefront, with the general audience. And James Gunn just really made this unlikely family just, icons. And I think that is just so cool.
I absolutely agree. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorites. It's on my list later on. It's the best Guardians in my opinion. And it really made probably the best trilogy of characters in the MCU by far.
The only thing that I don't like is this one had a pretty boring villain with Ronan the Accuser, but the chemistry and the interactions between the Guardians of the Galaxy and the main characters, it completely made up for it. And the story wasn't really about the main villain. He was just a plot device. The story was about this group of people coming together and forming a family.
100%. The last scene though, where Peter Quill picks up the Power Stone, that is cool.
That was cool.
That
man.
was super
They all
cool.
hold hands.
Yeah, that was hype.
And then Groot freaking kills himself.
Yeah, come on, that is awesome.
We
So,
are Groot.
amen.
Crying. All right, this is probably going to be the most controversial one, but at number 6, I have Ant-Man, the first one.
I do not like that movie personally, but at my number 6, I've got Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. It's,
All right.
You know, we're pretty close on that one. We've already talked about it, so let's talk about how bad Ant-Man is.
Let's talk about how good Ant-Man is.
I don't know.
Ant-Man is so underrated. Now, don't get me wrong. The second and third installments of this franchise are just absolute turbo ass. They're poop.
They're awful.
They're so bad. Honestly, I forgot that the second one existed. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I forgot that was a movie.
I don't think I've ever watched it, even to this day. It's that bad.
But the first Ant-Man is just, I don't know. I feel like it's a hidden gem. It's just a fun heist movie. You know, what makes it fun for me is it's so separated from what's going on in the rest of the MCU. It's very self-contained. And while this may not be a very comic book accurate movie, I think Scott Lang is a very fun protagonist. And I also just like the suit, you know? It's not nanotech. It's a mechanical, tangible suit.
Made by a genius.
Made by a genius who wore it in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. It looks like an old suit, and that's what I like about it.
I will give you that. The Baskin-Robbins scenes from this movie is hilarious. I love that scene so much.
Do you like what's his name? The Hispanic guy?
Oh,
his friend?
I don't remember his name. He's okay. I think Paul Rudd is way funnier than him in this movie for sure.
But I did like how they explored, you know, how fighting while changing your size would work, and like they tried to explain the science behind it. I don't know. It's just a fun movie, and this is a villain that is just one of those villains that is just evil for no reason. And I love that. He's just an insane psychopath.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. So
I think it was Darren Cross.
Oh. Didn't he like kidnap his daughter?
Yeah, he kidnapped his daughter.
Yeah,
he tried to kill her.
Savage for no reason. This movie is fun, and it was a nice break from the really serious, heavy nature that the MCU is at this point.
Came out the same year as Age of Ultron.
Yeah, which Age of Ultron was kind of depressing, low key. So
and they did have a little cameo. He fought Falcon.
Yeah,
he stole from the Avengers.
Which Falcon, I do not like.
And
Falcon,
I really like that scene where like Falcon is like, "I can see you," so he grows up. And then he opens his helmet. He's like, "Hi, I'm Scott." And then the other side, like Hank Pym and his daughter are like, "Did he just say hi, I'm Scott?"
Hi, I'm Scott.
Did he just say hi, I'm Scott?
Yeah, this movie's got some funny moments for sure.
All right, see, it's growing on you.
It's growing on me. I'm reminiscing.
All right. Breaking into the top 5. I got Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Banger, as always. We already know Spider-Man's a banger. At my number 5, I've got the original Avengers movie. So good.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Why is it so low for you?
I've just got some movies that I have much fonder memories of in my top 4.
Now with Homecoming, I am not the biggest fan of everything that they have done with Tom Holland Spider-Man. I am probably the biggest Far From Home hater that you will ever meet. I absolutely despise that movie.
Mysterio is such a big letdown.
I know. Like they had one cool scene and then the rest of the movie was just
yeah.
But Homecoming was just refreshing, you know? Like I am not the biggest fan of Spider-Man being, you know, kind of shoved in with all these Avengers all the time, you know? But obviously that is the nature of the deal that was made between Marvel and Sony. If Marvel wants to have Spider-Man in their movies, you know, the deal is he has to appear with Avengers characters. We get it, you know? This one was fine. You know, this one was fun, okay? Like, you know, they made it as grounded as they could because, you know, it was a friendly neighborhood story. You know, Spider-Man's trying to protect the neighborhood. You know, Iron Man's off doing whatever, and, you know, Spider-Man's just trying to handle it himself. And I do like how he rejects Tony Stark's offer at the end, even though he immediately, you know, picks it back up in the next movie. Like,
which is so lame. After I also love the rejection, but then they just pick it up and it's
in
like,
the comics,
oh,
Spider-Man is a very independent hero. He's not like he'll team up with people, but he's not a joiner. Like he's not gonna go join the Avengers. He's not gonna go join the X-Men. The only superhero team that he's like super close with is the Fantastic Four. Like they view him as like part of the family. But honestly, in a lot of the comics, like Spider-Man thinks Iron Man's just like a rich douchebag and he doesn't like him.
Which I mean is a valid take.
And you know, there was that tension in the comics when MJ went to work for Mr. Stark and like there were some allegations of them dating and then Peter was like, I do not like this. But anyway, Homecoming's a banger.
It's good.
It's just
Vulture's
fun.
awesome. The detective storyline is hilarious.
It's
in my
just
opinion.
it's a fun high school movie that does it without making it feel like a Disney Channel production. That was my issue with Far From Home. Like the whole subplot with Ned, you know, like dating that girl while they were in Europe and then breaking up as soon as they get home. It felt very Disney Channel. You know what I mean?
They're like, oh, we just realized that now we live here. We don't like each other. It's like, what? That's so
like,
lame.
and a lot of the humor just didn't land, but Yeah, no. And also Michael Keaton as the Vulture.
So good.
And you have that scene where they're in the back of the car and he puts it together that Peter is Spider-Man.
Yes.
And
Oh my gosh, that scene is so good.
oh, so good.
Oh man.
Good old Spider-Man.
So we'll talk about Avengers later.
All right, next up on the list at number 4, I got Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, Winter Soldier I think is a lot better than the original Captain America in my opinion. But at my number 4 spot, I've got Spider-Man: No Way Home. It's so good. I haven't seen it too many times since it came out in theaters, but going to theaters with my buddies, oh man, so amazing. Now, the more you watch it, I understand it gets worse.
Yeah, like
But
it's
when
one
I
of those
didn't know,
experiences like Endgame.
yeah, I totally agree with that, but I just can't top it. I can top it with 3 others, but I can't top that experience I had, and it really carries this movie for me. Seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield come back as Spider-Man.
I could definitely understand that. Like it is
you
fun.
shoot webs out of your hands scene, that is so funny.
That came out of you.
Do they come out of anywhere else?
Yeah, like bro, that's so funny. Aunt May dying, like, there's so many good moments in this movie.
There are some good moments. It's just, every time I watch it, it gets worse. So like I can't put it on the list.
Yeah.
It just
I see
I don't
it.
know. I understand
Valid.
it.
That's valid.
Plus it spawned the whole, multiverse craze with the MCU, and it's just so tiresome.
Yeah, the movie that came out after this, Multiverse of Madness, is awful. I went and saw, that was the last movie I saw in theaters from the MCU, and it was such a waste of $20. It was awful. But yeah.
Gosh, movie tickets are so expensive now.
It's not awful. That's terrible.
But yeah, so Captain America: The Winter Soldier for me is it's so good. What I like about it is it has a very different tone from a lot of the other MCU movies, and I think that's what's so fun about having a interconnected universe is you can have different projects that feel completely different from each other. This one's a spy thriller. Like that is just so cool. And I mean, having Bucky come back, even though he's, completely different from how he was in the comics, it's still awesome. Like he was so badass as the Winter Soldier, and it has been so sad to see his
Just utter downfall.
Yeah, his downfall. Like they've just assassinated that character
So
again
sad.
and again. I am always, gonna be, one that says that he should have gotten the shield. I think he definitely
Always.
went through the most. And while I do, like Sam Wilson as Captain America, I think that Bucky was the one who truly deserved it. But it's in the past, whatever. But this movie, just so good. Like
This movie is really good, and honestly, I think it's probably in my number 11 spot. It's just barely didn't crack it, and looking back, there's maybe some movies I'd readjust to put this in my top 10, but this movie's really good.
But just like the concept of like S.H.I.E.L.D. being infiltrated by Hydra and like everyone having to go underground and try to like take out the Hydra regime from inside. It's just crazy. And then you had that elevator scene.
The elevator scene is awesome.
Does anybody want to get out?
Yeah. Yeah, this movie's
Insane.
good. This movie's really
So
good.
All right, cracking the top 3. I've got Civil War.
At my number 3 spot, I've got Civil War.
No way.
This movie's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. Like, come
Like,
on.
I understand there's some people that are like, oh, you just like it because it's basically an Avengers movie. Yeah, like
Exactly.
That's the whole point. This is the
course.
MCU we're talking about. Why have all these interconnected characters if they never interact, And
Absolutely.
just seeing all your favorite heroes, fight on screen like a bunch of action figures, it's just peak.
The introduction of Spider-Man into the MCU.
I
him
remember the day
flipping it.
I
Yes.
saw that trailer. Oh man,
I was like 12 probably.
I'm a lot older than
Yeah. But the end fight scene with Cap and Iron Man, they're just two brothers who are fighting to the death almost, and then they separate and you can just see the pain they both have. So good.
And I like how the villain won in the end. Baron Zemo,
Yeah.
his whole plan was to break the Avengers apart, and he won.
And he totally did. Yeah. It's honestly, looking back, it's kind of a sad story. Like, you have this band of like a family basically, and they're broken apart by something that seems so small after they've gone through so much together.
Were you Team Cap or Team Iron Man?
Team Cap all the way.
Team Cap all the
All
way.
the way. Iron
Man
Man
had no right to be mad about
I don't
his
know
parents
what he
getting
was
killed.
doing.
Like,
Yeah, like,
Bucky
come
was
on.
being brainwashed. It wasn't his fault. Like,
No,
come
not
on.
at all. Not at all.
Like maybe maybe Cap should have told Tony, but like, at the end of the day, Team Cap.
Team Cap all the way.
It was very tempting at the time to be Team Iron Man because, you know, you had a stacked roster, all right? You had Spider-Man, you had Black Panther, you had Vision, you had freaking War Machine, Iron Man, like, you had all, like,
Black
the
Widow
fan
for
favorites.
half of it until she decided to not be on
Dude,
the
I'm
team
surprised they
anymore.
didn't do a little switch up with Spider-Man like in the comics.
Yeah, that would
Because in the
cool.
comics, Spider-Man reveals his identity to the public as a show of faith for Team Iron Man.
Wow.
And they go after Spider-Man, and, you know, the Punisher rescues Spider-Man, and he brings him to Captain America, and, like, Spider-Man at that point switches sides.
Yeah.
And I
that would've
do
been
feel
cool.
like Spider-Man would be Team Cap, you know?
Yeah,
But
he's operating beneath the law at this point as a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's a vigilante, basically.
Yeah.
So I feel like he would totally be
he's like,
Team Cap.
Papa Stark gave me a nice suit.
Yeah, exactly. That was it.
Like, come on.
Like, what are we doing? So, yeah, banger movie.
So good. All right, breaking into the top 2. I got the original Avengers.
Yeah, that movie's good. Obviously, I've got it on my number 5, but my number 2, Avengers Endgame.
Dude, I cannot believe that you put Endgame over the original Avengers.
Endgame? I mean,
what are you
gotta
doing?
Think, when the original Avengers came out, I think I was 10 years old. Like, I was a kid. Like, come on. I had no idea what good, like, movies were. But when Endgame came out, I was 16 years old. I went to the midnight showing with my friends, and it was amazing. Except for Professor Hulk. Kill him. I don't like him.
Get rid of that guy. Get him out of
Like,
here.
undo the transition, Bruce. Like, what are we doing here? But everything else is great. You know, we have Hawkeye sacrificing Black Widow for the Soul Stone. That is so good. Then, like,
So
fighting
sad.
each other to sacrifice the other is
Iron
crazy.
Man's, you know, sacrifice at the end, it was insane.
It was good. And we all knew that, you know, Iron Man was probably gonna die because his contract was up. But it felt so earned that he was the final hero. He made the
It was.
MCU what it is, or what it was at that point in time. He did not make it what it is today.
I think the reason why it's not higher for me is while all of those hype moments are awesome, I feel like a movie, in order to be just, you know, top tier, it needs to have more substance, and it can't just be built around moments that are going to make the audience, you know, cheer. So while those moments are awesome, I feel like, you know, the downtime that you had with a lot of these characters, it just wasn't as good as it could have been. It's still an amazing movie and a great experience, but it's just not as high for me.
But I love you 3000 anyway, even though you don't like it.
Gosh, I was so sick of seeing all those cringe memes.
Oh my gosh, they were awful.
But
yeah,
the
Avengers.
original Avengers is just, it's so good because it just set a new standard for movies. And like, it was probably the biggest example of, you know, taking these characters from separate movies and bringing them together for like one, you know, just crazy adventure together. And I mean, this was like the first time we ever saw it, you know, there wasn't a Justice League movie before this. I mean, you had the X-Men, but you know,
Yikes.
I mean, I like some of the X-Men stuff, but it just wasn't this, you know, like, this movie just had so much on its shoulders, and it delivered phenomenally.
Loki as a villain is so menacing.
And Tom Hiddleston just
so
does
good.
such a good job.
Yeah.
It's just
Absolutely.
so fun.
This is a person that is a god. He could take over the world given the right circumstances, and so these people had to band together to defeat him and his army. And I think it's so good. Shawarma, like, everyone found
Dude,
out
I
what
feel like
shawarma
you're
was.
just
after
gravitating towards all the dumb jokes.
that. I think they're hilarious.
But I mean, Hulk was at his peak in this movie.
Oh yes,
So good.
the
You know
movie's
what?
good.
I don't even mind the silly suit that Captain America's wearing. I don't even mind it. I don't even think it's a bad costume, you know?
Yeah,
Other people hate it. I think it's fun. I like how Phil Coulson designed it.
yeah.
He's
We
the
get the
goat.
interactions between Hulk and Black Widow in this movie too.
Or he's
the
like
beginnings of it.
friggin' chasing her.
Which
around
is like,
trying to
yeah,
kill her.
he's like, she tried to seduce him, which is kind of weird. To
at
calm
the
him
beginning?
down. Yeah, at the beginning. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I really enjoy this movie. I could go back and watch this movie anytime.
I really did not like the Hulk Black Widow romance subplot in Age of
I just
Ultron.
didn't. In Age of Ultron, it was not good. I totally agree. It just felt like they kept you wanting more, and it's like you got to choose one way or the other. It's like either they're gonna go or they're not.
Can they just make out already?
Exactly.
Like, you know,
yeah,
just-
there's so much
just
tension.
Do
It's like,
something.
what are we doing? Totally agree. But
He's
Avengers,
like, oh, I can't because if I get too excited,
I'll be the Hulk.
I'll turn into the Hulk.
It's like, okay, buddy, like let's go.
Okay. All right. In first place, I've got Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah, Avengers Infinity War is an incredible film, just in general, and that's why I also have it at my number 1 spot.
Let's go!
Let's go!
It's just so damn good.
Oh, so good!
This is what, we were all waiting for after watching, 10 years of Marvel movies. Like, this is where it all culminated. And this movie just had the craziest ending. Like, nobody saw it coming. Out of this world.
It really was. And I had to sit through Thor Dark World to watch this movie to get to this point, and it was so worth it. This film is incredible. We get the scene between the Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange in the spaceship.
I love that scene.
That scene is hilarious.
What master do you serve?
What am I supposed to say, Jesus?
You're from Earth.
I'm from Earth, I'm from Missouri.
Yeah, that's on Earth, dipshit.
And then Drax saying, I can take it. No, he can't.
No, he can't.
This movie is so good. The Wakanda fight, oh my goodness.
Dude, it was so hype seeing Spider-Man show up.
Yes.
Like Iron Man is getting absolutely wrecked by, I'm pretty sure his name is Obsidian or something. The big guy, the big alien guy. And then like Spider-Man pops his head out and he's like,
What's up, Mr. Stark?
Kid, where'd you come from?
Yeah, let's go.
and then he puts on that goofy ass suit. It's like,
The metal suit is
what are you doing?
awful.
He looks like he's generated by AI.
Yeah, that suit is really bad in my
Oh my
opinion.
gosh, especially when the comic book version looks so good. Do you know what
Really?
the comic book
No,
version
I
looks
have no
like? Let me
idea.
look it up for you.
Yeah, but this movie is just incredible. There's so many good moments. Thor meeting up with the Guardians of the Galaxy and like splitting them off is insane. I think. We get that suit.
This is what the
sick.
comic book Iron Spider looks like.
Yeah, that suit is sick. Or even the Iron Spider from the game. That suit's not bad at all.
Which one?
The Iron Spider suit from the video game, the Spider-Man video game.
Oh, like the white spider with the arms and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's a lot better than the one we saw in the movie.
Yeah. Just it's so bad.
Yeah, it's rough.
But I just really like seeing everyone interact. Like, I did not think that we would ever see the Guardians of the Galaxy interact with characters from the Avengers. And like, I really came to love Thor with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like him and Rocket, and just so fun.
It is, and Groot too, like baby Groot. Or I guess he's teenage Groot at this point. It's so fun. Groot sacrificing his arm to make the
Stormbreaker.
Yeah, to make Stormbreaker.
Axe.
That is awesome.
But dude,
Like,
I
that
think
is awesome.
Thor has to be the MVP of this movie. I mean, him
100%.
reactivating the heart of the dying star.
Yes.
And then just withstanding the blast, and then him arriving in Wakanda with
Oh
Stormbreaker.
man, so good.
Bring me Thanos!
Yes.
Oh,
Except
so good.
He did not aim for the head. What is this brother doing, bro? What is he thinking? And then he just pushes it in instead of taking it out.
I mean,
just chopping his head
okay, but
off.
are you gonna
dang.
have perfect aim if you throw an axe 3 miles away
Well,
at some guy
That is true, but he could have taken it out of Thanos
and then put it in his
and
head?
then put it in his head. Like, what are we doing? So yeah, that was rough. This
Oh,
movie's
man.
so good.
So good. Alright guys, that's going to be about it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it all, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below your guys' favorite MCU movie. Let's talk about it. If you guys enjoyed having Sai on for the show, let me know. Maybe he'll, come back in the future. I think it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, guys. Thanks so much.
Alright, let's go play some Marvel Rivals.
Let's go.
Alright guys, until next time, we'll see you guys later.